Hello again. Wanted to make a couple of tea trays for a friend who's getting married. The easiest way to make a tray is to cut all the sides out of one piece of wood. Prepare it as one piece, sand it, then cut it on the chop saw. I'm using walnut with a walnut bottom panel. But before you cut it up, make sure you make a groove on the inside edge to accept the bottom of the tray. Next, we'll cut out the bottom part of the tray and then the sides, and we'll cut them out all at the same time for both trays. And then we'll want to make sure we give it a good sand. It's a lot easier sanding it when it's not put together, that's for sure. Making sure, obviously, to go with the grain. And to make sure that we sand the edges too. And before we glue it together, we want to do a dry fitting just to make sure that everything works and that the corners are square. These corner clamps sure come in handy, and they hold your work at a good 90 degrees while the glue dries. This is just a dry fitting, but we want to make sure that everything is square and that our 45-degree corners come together nicely. Now that we know it fits together really well, it's time to glue it together, and I use this epoxy. I get it at the dollar store, actually, believe it or not. The syringe style 2-in-1 epoxy. It's very convenient to use, that's for sure. It has very high adhesion, so no issues with the work coming apart. It's important to really stir it well. Stir it at least for a minute or so, but keep in mind it's 5-minute epoxy, so have a good game plan. It's going to set on you pretty quick. Okay, so it's time to put the pieces together. Again, need for speed is paramount. It's going to set up. Make sure to put epoxy on the whole surface of the 45-degree cuts. That way the piece will stay together a long time. After we put the bottom panel into the tray, we can put a couple of other corner clamps to keep our work nice and square. Now that it's dried for a few hours, we can have a look at these corners and just make sure that they're fair with a nice sharp chisel. I think I could have sharpened this chisel some more. Now some corner splines. They're amazing. They give the corner a lot of strength and longevity. They're really tricky to make and install, but they look pretty when you're done. Now I'll cut the bulk of the corner spline away so that I can use a wood chisel to fine tune it. Now for the tray's handles. I had this piece of clear white maple trim piece that I had used in a cabinet. It was a 1/4 inch thick, so it was perfect for the handles. Using this old coffee can to scribe the handles. Then I used a quart-size can to scribe the inner line. Now it's time to attach the handles to the tray. I wanted to use walnut tannins to attach the handle because against the white maple it was going to stand out and look really good. I also wanted to put a little bit of a thread on the tannins so I could screw it into the side of the tray, and that would make it adhere much better. Of course, it's important to put some glue first of all into the holes, into the mortise, so that the tannin will screw in and then hold very securely. Well, it's that time again. After sanding it, give it a good clear coat. I gave it 2 coats and then just gave it a good buff between coats. I love the way the grain just pops right out when you clear coat it. It's amazing.